Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, and it's week 44 of competition. It is also the final race of the second season here. Let's see, I think I flipped it back the other way. Yes. Okay. And it's a big one because we still have it all to play for. Look at the standings. De Vries just 7 points behind Bottas. Verline too far back. But as a team, we are just 13 points behind Sauber. Even though they've had 5 wins, we are just 13 points behind Sauber heading in to the final race. And the final race, double points. We're on to qualifying. Practice is already complete. And we'll get Verline out there right away. Hopefully, I've flipped the setup. We went from 97 back to 95, so I've tried going the other way to see if that'll get us up to about 98 or 99 on the setup. And we have a 25 lap race. So these mediums may just make it for the one stopper. But first, we need to take care of qualifying. We are in the United States, in Phoenix, with the half oval, half road course. And it's time to get this going. Let's see here. Don't want to overheat the brakes. We want those tire temps to come up. Braking, heavy braking here. Tight turn there. Alright, tires just about there. Oh, I actually ended up going just a hair too far with the tires. So not the best setup for Verline. We'll get them out there. Their lap is now underway. And at 98% for De Vries, we'll get him on the track as well. We're going to push right away. Now we have this awesome bonus for De Vries now with the engineer. That gives this qualifying area where you can see the green sector is much larger. There we go. Heat it up. And braking, heavy braking through there. Let's get this up. Alright. Those temperatures up. Perfect and great. Oh, this should be a good time for De Vries. Verline comes in 3/10 off the pace. Now 4/10, about half a second down on Mazepin and Bottas. They're already in on their times, and they should be right around the top, except for Tench. Ribeiro both go above, so not great times from Mazepin and Bottas. Bad time from Verline. Meanwhile, De Vries is 2/10 down in the first sector. Expected a little bit better on that, but we don't have the top. Well, we should be okay on speed. It is a spec engine. We shouldn't be that bad on speed through that first sector. Oof, almost 6/10 down now. Even Verline came in still under less than 8/10 down. So at this rate, De Vries is off on time. Luckily, he doesn't lose time going past that car on their outlap there. And he picks up some more time. So he actually gains a little bit on Sector 3. but just under half a second down is already outside of the top 10, despite an excellent setup there. So a little bit rough. Now, based on time, we're already halfway through, so I better get Verline back out for his next chance. And there you go. Okay, so 98%. That's good. I went the right way on that. Everything but the handling is excellent. We'll have to settle for 98% on this one. One more go for Verline. And yes, I'm going to use another set of tires on this one, leaving just one for the race. Let's see, we'd get maybe 16 laps out of these, out of 2 sets, and that's not happening. So I'm not going to aim for the 2-stopper. It is such a long pit road here that you really stand to lose a lot of times, a lot of time in the pits, and I don't want to go there. So, all right, Verline heading back out. Attempt number 2. Come out of the turn. We speed up. Okay, tire temps are coming. Little chicane section here, and here we go. Here's where we can really push, but here's where we really need to back off. Heavy braking through there. Again, we get on it. Speed up, speed up, speed up. And to the end here. Perfect on the tire temps this time. Brake temps still just a little overheated, but that should be a better time for Verline this time. And DeVries, we're going to get DeVries out on the track. It looks like we've got some clear space at the moment. And yes, DeVries into an open area on the track. Okay, heavy braking through here. Time to get those temperatures up. Now back off. Around here, it's okay to push a little bit, but slow through the chicane. Now on it, and get off. Under braking here. Now get back on it. Come on. Verline is fastest in Sector 1, and Verline goes top. Verline has just gone top with his time, and oh my goodness, I was at the end of the time. I didn't notice that. Tire temps are perfect. Brake temps are still good for DeVries. This could be another good one. Let's see how DeVries does, but Verline has gone top by 5 milliseconds over Ribeiro. That is excellent. DeVries currently in P12, so the only position he has lost is to Verline right now. DeVries 3/10 off of Verline's time in Sector 1. Again, Verline was purple in Sector 1. Tench right now is purple in Sector 2. Tench goes top half a second over Verline. So it looks like times are going to come down as track grip has gone up quite a bit. Over a second lost for DeVries, and he's a second down overall on Tench. Only picks up a minuscule amount of time, doesn't even gain a position. So DeVries is done a terrible job in qualifying. 2 poor runs despite having a really good setup and being the better driver and having the better car. Verline pulls out a really good lap for Verline. DeVries should be up there with or above. So at least half a second off the pace in both runs for DeVries. That's not good. Good news right now, Mazepin only 9th, Bottas only 12th. We head to race day. And again, it's still all to play for here. So, 7 points down. I've got 2 championships that I'm fighting for at the same time. De Vries, very close. The main contenders, Bottas and Mazepin for that. And then Bottas and Ribeiro are the ones we need to watch out for the constructors. Now, the constructors is the one that matters most of all, so that's one I'm really going to be keeping an eye on. But it would be nice for De Vries if he can steal away the Drivers' Championship. So, with that, double points for the race, meaning the race winner is going to pick up 20 points. Second will pick up 12 points. Third will pick up 8. Fourth will pick up 6. Fifth will pick up 4 points. And finally, that 6th place finish, last one in the points, grabs 2 points. Now, Tench gets the pole. So the bonus points for the pole, Tench is non-factor. So those points are out of the way. So we do have the fast lap that's going to be in contention as well for some bonus points. So for the tire choice, we're going to go on to the mediums, and we're going to try the one stopper. Got 15 bonus, so we're going to have a 30% bonus overall. That should help us keep up the pace on the slower tires. This is also the other thing I like to see, because 14 to 16 doesn't really mean 14 to 16. Generally, it means 12 to 13. It's going to be a little bit less. It's always 1 or 2 laps below that where you really hit the cliff and times start to drop off drastically. Can the tires physically make it that 1 or 2 more laps? Sure. But you're going to lose 6 or 8 seconds just in that time, completely negating what you're trying to do. So we're not going to push too much here at the start as we start 4th and 13th. Of course, my car is very good on fuel burn, so that'll help. Hopefully we can get off to a decent start here. If Verline can be in the points and De Vries can get up there into some sort of podium, we've got a shot. For instance, 3rd and 4th is going to be 14 points, just right there. But if we're 13 down, I can't expect that both Ribeiro and Bottas are going to finish outside of the points. It's not very likely. So it's really going to take at least a top 2, if not a race win, to do this thing today. So here we go. We ride with Verline. 5 lights at the Phoenix Grand Prix are out. Okay start from Verline, and it's enough to move up to 3rd place, and he's got a run for 2nd. And ahead of Tench, just like that, Tench drops to 3rd after starting on the pole. And meanwhile, De Vries also with an excellent start, already sitting in 8th place. And has a run going 3 wide back there is De Vries. De Vries climbing up to the top 6 already. So here, just a handful of turns into the race, we ride in 2nd and 6th place. De Vries to the inside, 3 wide, is making a pass and being passed, but still holding there to the outside now, though loses at least a car length or 2. Verline hanging on to 3rd place. Ribeiro has just moved ahead. Meanwhile, checking in Bottas all the way down in 14th, also on medium tires. Ribeiro will not be making a one-stopper, so we are on a different strategy here than Ribeiro. Now, one beautiful thing about this track is you have that long half oval that we run. That is the perfect place to use the ERS. Again, there is no DRS in this racing series, so the ERS can be made very effective. While I can use it to defend and try to overtake here on the racing circuit, it's that oval section where you really stand to pick up a lot of time. So yes, racing for individual positions is important. You see that I'm actually sliding backwards right now, but watch what happens when we do this. And both cars climb their way through the field. Verline right back up to 5th. De Vries up to 7th now. They pick up a lot of pace around that oval, and it's about time that we back off a bit before things get too heated. So it's lap number 3, and we are both in the points, 5th and 6th right now. Ribeiro's still running in 2nd, but again, Ribeiro's on the softs. Delatraz is the only other car on mediums inside the top 9, but both cars sliding backwards a little bit. As I have now backed off. No surprise that that's going to happen. Really, I'm racing the cars on the mediums right now. We'll see how many of them actually try to go for the one-stopper or opt for softs on their next stint. Alright, we're going to speed things up a little bit. Yes, I'm expected to slide backwards a little bit, so I'm not too worried about that. De Vries, though, now losing the traction, losing the place that I don't want him to. De Vries down to 9th. There's that last car on the softs. I can't believe that Delatraz is still on top. I will have ERS to use here again at the end of this lap. That should help us gain some ground again. You can see just how big of a difference that makes going around there. So 7th and 9th right now. Bottas all the way down in 15th. Well out of the points right now. And Mazepin, the other one for the Drivers' Championship, is currently in 5th and on softs. So Mazepin will be making a 2-stopper guaranteed. Verline goes green in all 3 sectors there. New personal best, 1.1 seconds above the pace, and still losing out to Williams here. But Williams is another car that's on those softs. So it's really not who we're in contention with. Now, one thing I'm going to have to watch out for is if I'm making a one-stopper, it's going to be difficult with both cars on that same strategy. They will have to be brought in opposite laps. If we're running 25, that means one of them is probably coming in at the end of 12. We'll have to go 13 laps on their final stint. The other car will come in at the end of 13 with just 12 laps to go for that final stint. Tires are still heating up just a little bit, so I might have to go conservative at some point. And now the bad news is that De Vries is sliding backwards, but it looks like there are some cars that are coming in, but it looks like it's Williams. De Vries does recover there into 9th place. This is going to be a really good time to use that ERS to get away from these guys a bit, saving some of that for next time around. It is those cars behind that I am worried about, and there you go. Those first cars are already off. Ribeiro has pit and is down in P18. You see just how much time was lost. Ribeiro was, that's about 33 second pit delta. So massive time losses. Albon also on the mediums. I don't think either one of them are going to be able to go on a one-stop. They are going to have to stop once again to put on softs or mediums at the end if they even have any left. More cars at the top are stopping. That's all the soft-tired cars now. So Mazepin also in. Mazepin on softs again, down in P17 right now. P17. Williams on a used set of softs will probably try to get to that halfway point so they can run mediums to the end of the race. But these guys that have already pit are all going to have to pit again. Those mediums are not going to make it the whole way. So now, looking at the top, Tench, not good on tire wear. Galale, Johnson, they're all going to have to pit. Falchero going to have to pit. They are not going to make it on a one-stop strategy. They are not close enough. If they do, they're going to lose a ton of time and be out of contention. Delatraz is way ahead, 12 seconds over Verline running in P2. De Vries running in P3 at 15 back and with some cars on his tail. De Vries Here's your time. We need to pull away a bit. Good. All right, it's lap number 11. I have saved up some ERS. I'm at 77% for Verline, so that's going to be excellent. This next time, Verline's going to use that ERS coming around. Let's go ahead and join with Verline for the moment. Let's go to ×4 for a little bit. And here we go. We're going to use up a good chunk of that. And Verline's going to pit this time. Verline's coming in this time at 23%. Verline's going to have trouble at the end of the race trying to make it. Hopefully, we'll be able to. We're going to need 13 laps worth of fuel. Let's take one extra for the end. It's going to be an 11-second stop. Hopefully that's a little bit faster than those other cars, but maybe not. Some of them probably just took tires and did not get fuel. Already we're down to just 10 cars that have not pit yet. So a number of the cars that were on the mediums, a good 5 or so, have already pit. And there we go. Verline is in. His one and only stop. And heads back out on his track. Meanwhile, DeVries, we should be attacking right now. I failed to do that earlier. Lap 13 is going to be the one stop for DeVries. So it's going to make things a little bit faster. So it needs a little less fuel here to get to the end. Just a 10-second stop. Pitting one lap later. And DeVries is currently in the lead right now. Good stop. Out he comes. All of the cars have pit. Now DeVries comes right out in front of Verline. So DeVries has overtaken Verline. The overcut has worked. Actually forced Verline to check up, which is not very good. But we now run in P5 and P6, so we're right about where we were, other than that DeVries and Verline have swapped. Now, Mazepin is already going to have to pit again soon. Albon, not too far off. Delatraz might be good to go to the finish, but you see Delatraz a little bit down on tire wear, below Verline for sure, and Verline's going to have a hard time making it to the end. Ribeiro's not going to make it to the end, so even though Ribeiro's running in P1, they are both going to have to pit. Bottas is down in P11. I've got a shot here. I've got a shot at finishing potentially second and third. And that would be 20 points. That leaves 7 points. Well, 6 that I can afford to give up. 6 points that I can afford to get up, which would mean the best position would be 4th. And Ribeiro is going to have to pit. Ribeiro's going to drop down a bit, but who else is not going to pit besides me? Oh, no. Conserve, DeVries, what am I doing? I had DeVries still on hot mode. That's not good. Let's go ahead and use some ERS here, though. I just hurt that tire wear. DeVries, we need to get out of that hot zone quick. We are up to 4th and 5th now. Somebody else already just pit, and it's Mazepin. Mazepin all the way down to 18th. Mazepin will be able to go the distance. However, that totally knocks Mazepin out of it. I don't see Mazepin getting all the way back up to a top 6. Plenty of cars are going to go the distance. Jorg, Pagano, Savanin, Margasov, all probably going the distance. Albon is now in. Bottas inherits 9th position. It's either 4th place and no 5th or 6th for either of the Sauber cars, and I would still win. Or 5th and 6th, with both of them finishing inside the top 6. Here goes Ribeiro into the pits. Ribeiro is in. It's going to knock Ribeiro out of the top spot. So I am now up to, ding, 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 P2, P3. We are less than 10 seconds from Delatraz, so we've actually gained on Delatraz quite a bit on this run. And I've got lots of ERS in both cars. that we're going to use a good chunk of that here this time. And look at that gap behind us. So now, overtaking Delatraz would be massive on our title hopes. But we've got a real shot right now. Looking at the grid, Tench is probably going to have to pit here real soon. Schramm might make it the distance. Margasov might make it the distance. Bottas right there at P7. That's the one we got to watch out for. And Ribeiro, who actually went for another set of mediums here. Of all the two stoppers, Ribeiro is very much at the front. And here goes Tench into the pits. That brings Bottas up into the points. So that's 2 points for Bottas. All right, we're going to go back to neutral for De Vries. I think I'm good to go. I think I've got second and third secured now. The only thing is, can we catch Delatraz for those extra points? Because right now it's pretty iffy on whether we are going to get the title. It is so close. Now, let's think about the Drivers' Championship real quick, because that is certainly in play. It's De Vries in second. That's 12 points. Now, I'm not counting fast lap here because I have no idea who's going to be on that. Or maybe we should slow it down because this is exciting stuff here. So, just a few laps to go. De Vries is in second. That is 12 points. He's 7 behind Bottas. So, a 5-point gap. Mazepin also is in contention, but Mazepin is all the way down in 12th place. Mazepin is out of title contention at this point. So, here's Bottas now in 5th place. 5th place is 4 points. 2nd place is 12 points. That is an 8-point difference. De Vries would be your champion by a single point right now. As things stand right now. De Vries is also closing in on Delatraz, just 3.5 seconds behind now. Delatraz's tires are falling off, as are Margasov's and Bottas and Savanin. Ribeiro is now up to 7th. 7th place for Ribeiro. That is dangerous. That is super dangerous. It is lap 24. Furline, you have so much ERS. Let's use up a little bit more here. It is lap 24 of 25. We will use all or most of our ERS next time as we come around again. Oh, this is so close. I cannot attack as we are kind of right at that margin now. Verline's going to start to lose time, but we will not lose the position. We will make it to the end. I will not attack on these tires and have them fall totally off. Margasov already falling off. That's dangerous. He's only got 1.5 seconds on Bottas. If Bottas moves up to 4th, if Ribeiro moves up to 6th, the Constructors' title is theirs. Plus, there is still a fast lap to contend. And De Vries now 1.8 seconds down behind. Excess fuel only slightly. Let's go into attack mode. You still have plenty of fuel, Verline, so let's go ahead and go and attack to... No, just push. Just push. I don't want you to wreck. You're at 18%. So are you. I don't want either of you to wreck. We've got this thing potentially in the bag. Bottas still running in 5th. Ribeiro still running in 7th. Ribeiro's got over 3 seconds to catch. Bottas is 2 seconds behind. His tires are also falling off. This could be it, barring any fast lap contenders. De Vries finishes 2nd. Verline finishes 3rd. Bottas comes in 5th, and Ribeiro will not catch him. He's in 7th. Depending on the fast lap, we might have done it. Not only the Drivers' Championship for De Vries, but we might have won the Constructors' Championship. Could we be promoted? Barring the fast lap of the race bonus, we've done it. Just about. I think we have a 1... Well, let's see. Bottas in 5th is just 4 points. Meaning, even if they have the fast lap, I am your Constructors' Champion if I've done my math correctly, we are constructor champion. Barring Bottas getting the fast lap, De Vries is your driver's champion. Holy crap, I think I've done it. Come on now. Come on. The one stopper has worked brilliantly. You can see Ribeiro is in 6th. Ribeiro is been promoted to 6th. Bottas has been promoted to 4th. There's a penalty. Somebody received a penalty. Whoever finished in 4th place picked up a penalty because they were 5th and 7th, and now they are 4th and 6th with no change in the top 3. So whoever it was that just crossed the line in 4th has been demoted. I've already lost who it was because I was completely focused on one key detail. Does that change it? 4th is 6 points. 6th is 2 points. That's 8 points. So has a penalty cost me the championship? And not a penalty of my own, but a penalty to some random driver. I think it has. I think we've lost it. Scrutineering just now being done. There it is. No, Bottas has a penalty also. It is Margasov. Melanie Williams all have penalties. So, Melanie Williams demoted 4 places after a part was found to have broken GMA rules. Tench gets the pole bonus, and it's Kenyon who gets the fastest lap bonus. Margasov, 10-second penalty. And there it is, Valtteri Bottas demoted 2 places after a part was found to have broken the GMA rules. So now, that is Ribeiro and Savanin, both promoted. Savanin now moves into 4th place. The Sauber team take the 5th and 6th position, which is 6 points. I picked up 20. That's a difference of 14. I trailed by 13. What a crazy finish. I think we've done it. And with Bottas 10 points behind Nick De Vries, I think we've picked up the double. I think we've done it. Come on. Get in there, De Vries! Drivers' champion by 3 points, overtaking Bottas and Mazepin in the final race. Double points paying, and Pascal Wehrlein also moving up into 6th place on 29 points. That is 69 for your winner, Nick De Vries. And the more important one for the channel, for my sake, there it is, by a single point. So, there were demotions to not 1, but 2 drivers at the end. Technically 3, but we're not worried about that other one. We're worried about the points, including Valtteri Bottas. So, Sauber caught cheating, trying to go for the Constructors and Drivers' Championship. They get busted in that final race, and that was the difference, because we are your champion. We are your champion by a single point. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. And we are moving up to Formula One. Oh, are we going to be so outmatched there? Are we going to be outclassed to the point where we get demoted right back down? Are we going to rubber band with the huge jump in quality that we're going to see? Because our car was far from being the best. We were 6th 6th to 5th best on the grid. There you go. Marketability goes plus 30, morale plus 50, mechanic relationship plus 10, chairman's happiness plus 10, and Nick DeVries on that is going to earn himself another year with the team. That marketability plus 30 is huge. He was the only member of my entire staff that was about to be have their contract run out. I was going to let Nick DeVries go because his marketability was below 40%. Now it's going to be just below 70%, and I can handle that for a 4-star driver. Pascal Wehrlein may be replaced, though. We should be able to sign a better driver moving up to Formula One. And hopefully better than DeVries. All right. We've done it. We've done it. Go ahead. Take $2 million out. I don't care. We're going to make some bank here. And meanwhile, in the final race in Doha, the level we're about to move up to, Sergio Perez picks up another race win. Perez has been hot here late in the season. Giovinazzi for Mercedes takes P2. Lando Norris takes P3 and does just enough to stay ahead of the hard-charging late-season charge by Perez to win the championship by 3 points. Giovinazzi right there in third with a good gap to Verstappen in P4 for the championship. Ferrari in 5th and 6th, well back of the top 2 teams. Renault's Nakashita on top there in that best of the rest category. And you can see that everybody picked up points at some point in the season. Haas, their driver, is last, but with Buchanan picking up 27, Haas will remain. It's Prima. So Prima was the team that had been promoted and has been at that F1 level the last couple of seasons. That's coming back down. So outside of Sauber, who I just beat out by that single point, the other 9 teams that I'll be competing against are your usual suspects at the F1 level. The only difference, driver lineups have changed a lot and could change quite a bit more as we head into a new season. So at least as of right now, on the final day of the season, of the current season, we've got Leclerc with Toro Rosso, Sainz with Toro Rosso. There's George Russell with Renault, Esteban Ocon still with Force India, Van Dorn still with McLaren. There's Mick Schumacher, Michael's son, racing with Ferrari. Verstappen still with Red Bull, Giovinazzi with Mercedes, Perez with Red Bull, and Lando Norris with Mercedes. So a lot of big names there. Lando Norris is going to be in F1 next year in real life. Esteban Ocon might be in a reserve driver seat before moving to Mercedes the year after. Giovinazzi is going to be in F1 next year. Those have already been confirmed. Norris is the McLaren junior driver, so he's going to be moving into Van Dorn's seat. Giovinazzi, the Italian, is going to the Alfa Romeo sponsored Sauber team. Van Dorn currently without a seat for next season. George Russell still outside looking in, but likely to go to Williams next year as he is a Mercedes junior driver. And Leclerc making the jump from Sauber to Ferrari, taking Kimi Räikkönen's seat, and Räikkönen is going to go back to his team that he started his career with, which is Sauber. So he and Leclerc are swapping seats, essentially. And let's see, Sainz Oh man, I'm forgetting. Where is he moving? Oh, McLaren. He's moving to McLaren. So Sainz is going to be taking over Fernando Alonso's seat at McLaren. So big changes coming to next year's drivers lineup, and there's still pieces of that have not been announced, or at least at the time of recording. I've just seen more announcements made at the Russian Grand Prix in Sochi. And in terms of that team's championship, there you go. Mercedes win it by 40 points over Red Bull, well above Ferrari in third. McLaren, Renault, Force India, Williams, Toro Rosso, Haas will remain in the F1 level, and Prima on 19 points is going to be demoted. That's going to be a tough haul. 32 points to keep myself from rubber banding. That will not be an easy task next season. No, it will not. But I'm excited to be competing at the highest level. Not a well-deserved championship. No way. No doubt about it. I've been working on next year's car for a while already. So the fact that we were able to steal that by both drivers getting onto the podium on the final race with the double points paying race, that was a massive result. I would not say that it was a well-deserved one, because we are far from the strongest. Munoz picks up the win. They did switch to the same scoring format that we have at our level. And as a result, Munoz picks up 22 points, and look how close that is to being just about everything for the whole year. The Drivers' Championship, 22 points for one race would have been good enough for 6th place. Would have been just a few points short of 4th place. That's one race. Munoz, by the way, almost doubled his total to move up to 2nd. Russian Time Racing moving back up. Close finish there as well. There you go. Drivers Champion. Look at that. Double achievements. I haven't picked up an achievement in this game in a long time. Nicely done. 2 race wins. That's it for the Drivers Champion. But 8 podiums in 13 races. A lot of third places. But we did just enough. And that no DNFs made a big difference for my team as we picked up steady points throughout. I think we got points in maybe 12 of 13 races or 11 of 13 races. And there it is. By 1 point, by a single point, we are Drivers Champion. Alright, Constructors Champion. Nice bonus, 31 million. That's going to double our money total. Alright, I'll worry about the pit crew a little bit later. Got about a minute left of time here, so I'm not going to get far into the off-season like I was hoping. Interview. Your driver, Nick DeVries, has won the title. Congratulations. Any comment for us about the winning driver? Let's see. Ooh, do I put it on him? Let's be neutral. He's done well this season, but he's been supported by a great team. And yes, Nick DeVries, 50 weeks, so that's going to last just about right to the end of the season, and that's going to be enough to give him 1 more year. A contract extension, if I can manage it. All right, now let's try to take a look at where we stand. So we are almost 3 stars now. See, there was that big difference. We won the championship despite only being the 6th best car. Now we're moving up to a new level, new rules. We'll have a new car for that level. It'll be comparable, but guaranteed we're going to be down in 10th on that list if we're only 6th right now. If we don't even have the car of Trident or Racing Engineering, there's no way we're going to have an 8th or 9th best car. So that's going to be a huge challenge. I can replace Verline moving up this level. I could definitely find a better driver than 3.25 stars. That still has good marketability. But my headquarters, I've only climbed from 10th to 8th this season. I'm going to have a good balance here in a moment. We're going to have a nice payday. So I might be able to make another investment in the headquarters, but we're going to be well down of the other teams. But one area where I should continue to do well, but I'm going to need an upgrade as we move up a level, is the staff, the sponsors, and the pit crew. We'll keep up on that. And I should be able to get a decent chassis going into next season, as we certainly have a nice, healthy balance. But let's take a look at where we compare. So Prima is being demoted. They are 3.5 stars. I'm 2.8, 2.9, 2.75 probably. That's a huge difference. And look at that. Prima's got the worst car. And that's pretty much how they finished for the most part, other than Toro Rosso was quite a bit lower than 5th. They had the lowest drivers, they had the lowest headquarters, the lowest staff, good on sponsors, the lowest pit crew. And that's 3.5 stars. Haas, 3.75 stars. Great headquarters for them. Toro Rosso, 4.25 stars. Williams, 4 stars. Force India, 4. Renault, 4.25. McLaren, 4.25. Ferrari is down to 4.25. Red Bull, also at 4.25. Mercedes, the lone top dog, at 4.5 stars. You can see outside of sponsors, they are very much at the top of the game. 2 very, very good drivers. This is actually a good chance to see kind of where everybody is at. Red Bull, Perez, just 4 stars, so good season for him. Ferrari has very good drivers. McLaren, very good drivers. Renault, Force India, there we start to see the drop-off with Williams. Chaplin was always near the back, just 3.5 stars. Toro Rosso, 2 5-star drivers. Haas, 1 top driver. Plus Matsushita is just over 3.25. That's pretty close to what I have right now. And Prima, 2 almost 4-star drivers. I'd like to take Valdez off your hands. But at 26, I don't think they're going to improve that rapidly. But yeah, Verline is not going to be good enough for that level, so I will have to replace Verline. Sorry, Pascal. You've been patiently waiting in that second car all year, but it's going to have to be how it is. Alright, well, as we move up to that top level, maybe, just maybe, I'm going to do another episode here with the off-season this time, not involving a race itself, because I've got to prepare for that World Championship level for F1. And that's asking a lot. A lot of things are going to change. Marketability just jumped to 87% with that 30% hike in De Vries's marketability. I could find somebody better than Verline that also has high marketability, even if they still come in as a number 2 driver or possibly a number 1 driver. I think just the fact that we're going to be at that F1 level will make that difference. But I need to get Nick DeVries re-signed. So much to do. So much to do. Pallier, we might want to replace, especially if we're replacing Verline. That's going to be a good time to replace his race mechanic. Kitagawa is improving and still has high potential, so I might stick with Kitagawa for now. Gurney's okay. So, things to think about. Okay, well, be sure to hit that like button. Smash that like button if you like what you saw today. Seemingly out of nowhere, almost, we steal the victory away. Verline was totally out of the points in the last race in Rio, and meanwhile, DeVries picked up just 4 points in that one, which was a third place finish. So after that difficult finish, and then in Doha the week before, 2 points for DeVries and none for Verline. So the last 2 races, we seemingly had dropped off. We were behind. We weren't there. We weren't in it anymore. The last top finish we had was, 5 races ago in Monza, where we managed to get first and third. And then we had the 1-2 the race before that. We had a second place race before that. That's where things were really looking up. But I turned my attention to the next year's car. I had done all that I could for this season, and I started working towards the next season. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.